Hey friends, welcome back to another video. Today I'm building another house from The Sims 2 here in Willow Creek. This one is based on 105 Sim Lane. Let's get into it. So like I said, we're back in Willow Creek, and I actually built this on the lot where the Goth House used to be. I actually moved them to the lot next door. And I'll link that video if you want to take a look. Definitely, well, I mean, obviously it was, based on the Sims 2 version, but with some liberties. I did make quite a few adjustments to the Goth House, but yeah, so this house is 105 Sim Lane, which is a pre-built house in The Sims 2. With a lot of those houses, though, they usually aren't furnished. They usually just have like, kitchen and bathroom stuff, like things you would have like when you buy a new house, but no furniture or anything. However, my version is fully furnished, and I really struggled with this house because I wanted to make it kind of a, like a limited pack build, so you didn't need 100 packs for this one, especially since it's not for one of the families who are from like The Sims 2 or The Sims 4. It's just going to be an unoccupied house. So I ended up going with base game, high school years, seasons, university, and I think the Desert Lux pack. Just because I thought, those are packs that people would probably have. And, high school years is newer, so I kind of wanted to build with that a bit more too. But I have to say, using random packs like that, I find is a lot more challenging than only doing like base game plus one pack. Especially if you aren't used to using that combination of packs. I found it was really difficult to find pieces that went together. And honestly, a lot of times it's just easier to just do a base game only build than to introduce random packs, because sometimes the styles don't really go together. Especially with high school years being very Art Deco inspired, and base game does not really have anything like that. So yeah, it was a bit of a struggle. We're actually already inside furnishing. I cut out a ton of trying to figure out the floor plan for this house, because the original floor plan had a lot of very small bedrooms on the second floor. So I ended up getting rid of a lot of that and just doing 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms upstairs. And then the downstairs has, kitchen, dining, living room, this kind of entrance area, and then a powder room. And I thought that worked really well. Because the original floor plan, it's very strange too for The Sims 2, because a lot of the bedrooms upstairs, I don't think you could even have fit a double bed. Very odd. And The Sims 2 did that a lot. They would have these very small bedrooms in their houses, which really did not make sense, because you didn't have as much flexibility with the routing of the Sims and like which side of the bed they could be on and all of that. So very very strange. But yeah, so we are here furnishing the kitchen, and I did a lot. Well, I guess my kind of backstory with the house, even though there isn't a real Sims family for this, but my headcanon is that it's like a family with 2 kids, probably both like in high school, and they've bought this kind of older house, and they're just in the midst of renovating it. So some spaces are a little bit nicer, some are a little bit older, and yeah, so that's my idea for the house. And here in the kitchen, I tried to do these like double stacked cabinets, but I just didn't really like how they look. I don't know, I can never get double stacked cabinets to look right. It always feels like way too much. So yeah, decided against that. But I kind of like how the layout of this first floor ended up, with kind of the kitchen flowing into this dining area with the fireplace, and then the living room on the other side. I thought that worked out really well here. And like I said, I did struggle quite a bit with the furnishing in this house. I don't know, the styles between the different packs did not go together like I was hoping. So please don't judge me too harshly. I did the best I could with the packs that I chose and decided to use. So But yeah, I thought this glass table looked a lot nicer, and I think those, I can't remember if those chairs are from high school years or they might actually be base game. Um, but yeah, I used some kind of interesting colors throughout the build. I imagine the parents like a lot of color, so that's kind of what I went with here. And yeah, I think this would be a pretty good family home to play in, other than it being like 100,000 simoleons or something. It's weirdly expensive. But yeah, I try to get as many activities in here for your Sims and try and make it look at least somewhat nice, even though it's a weird mix of styles. And if you're new to the series, a lot of times what I'll do is I start with the original floor plan from The Sims 2, and then I kind of, tweak it to how, I think it would have been built today. So, obviously there's been quite a few changes, and the outside will also change. There's this kind of small little deck area off of the living room that I'll end up getting rid of, just since there's a much larger deck off of the kitchen and dining room. So it didn't really seem necessary to have that there. And here in the living room, I used the new sofa that came with the Desert Luxe kit. I thought that fit in pretty well, and a lot of the base game sofas are kind of, they're okay. I've also just used them a ton, so it's nice to get something new that actually looks like a sofa. Because the Sims team, I don't know, they love to put just the weirdest furniture in packs. So it's nice to have some more basic items that you can use in any build. And then for the rug, I decided to use the new High School Years one with that, I don't know, those triangles in that color. It ended up working really well with the floor and the walls. So that was kind of a stroke of luck there. And I'm not usually a fan of that blue glass look that's on the coffee table, but I thought it actually worked pretty well in this room between the rug and the wall coloring. So it's nice to get some use out of that swatch, because I don't know if I've ever actually used that before. And I had to have some skill items like the easel and of course the chessboard. You have to have that. And then just kind of finishing off with some different decorations in here. I also really wanted to put a gaming console in here, but I forgot that those came with City Living, so unfortunately I couldn't include that. But I got some other kind of clutter items in here, which I think help finish off the space nicely, and got a stereo in there at least, so you've got another activity. And then yeah, upstairs we've got the two smaller kids' rooms, and then the parents' bedroom with two bathrooms, and then just kind of recoloring everything. And then the bathrooms are pretty basic. They're fairly small, so not a whole lot going on in here. I did try to make them kind of brighter, more colorful. I thought the parents and the kids would be into that. And I've been trying to decide what I wanted to do for the Pancakes house, if I wanted to just remodel the house that comes in The Sims 4, or if I wanted to use a Sims 2 house for them, like I did with the Spencer Kim Lewis family. I'm leaning a little bit more toward implementing a Sims 2 house, because I don't think their original house will fit in super well with the other builds that I'm doing. So I've been trying to go through old Sims 2 houses and find one that I think will work for them. I had to boot up The Sims 2 yesterday, and I was looking through a bunch of different houses. So yeah, I think I'll probably end up going with one of those. And I think for Strangetown in The Sims 2, I'm leaning toward building those in Strangerville in The Sims 4. I was thinking about using Oasis Springs, but I think Oasis Springs is going to honestly be too big for all the lots from Strangetown. Because there's only I don't know, I think there was 11 or 12 different lots and families from The Sims 2. And I don't really, I don't know, I guess I could build out Oasis Springs more with kind of weird stuff, but I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards Strangerville though, so we'll I guess we'll see. If you have opinions, please let me know. But yeah, so I'm in the first kid's bedroom here. I'm imagining, they're, whichever child this is, they're a bit more feminine. I kind of decorated it toward that. And I used a ton of high school year stuff in here, like the dressers, the bed, I think the desk, all of those great posters that came with that pack. Yeah, and I really like how this one turned out. This room, I imagine, was remodeled a little bit, or was remodeled first compared to the second kid's bedroom. So it has like nicer paint and all of that. And then in the other kid's bedroom, what I imagine is like they haven't redone the walls or anything yet. So in a second, I'll put kind of like a more childish wallpaper up. And then I end up putting just posters everywhere over top of it, as if the kid's trying to like hide all of the like dinosaurs or whatever on the wall. Because they're too old for that. It's not cool. So they're trying to, show their personality through just a million different posters. And I designed this one in a little bit more of a traditionally masculine sort of look. A lot of like sports and music posters. And I use the desk from Discover University, and I think the bed and the dresser are from high school years. Same with the chair and the computer from high school years. But yeah, I really like how this bedroom turned out with all of these posters. I thought that worked really well in here. I also imagine this kid's a bit of a slob because there's going to be like a bunch of stuff on the floor, like sporting equipment and clothing and stuff. But yeah, and I struggled a little bit with a rug in here. I think that's the one that I end up keeping. But yeah, I don't know, everything in this room is so chaotic that it was tough to find a rug that I thought fit in, but I guess it just kind of adds to the chaos. So yeah. Are you all excited for the baby update and the new pack coming this week? I'm not super excited either way. Like, I don't really play with or I guess I don't really care to play with babies and kids in the Sims, but I know a lot of people are very excited about it. So at the very least, I'm very happy for them, and I'm excited to see the new build items for sure. Some of them look pretty great. But yeah, so we are here in the parents' bedroom. I believe that bed is from Seasons. I thought that worked nicely. Their room is a little bit more neutral, I guess, but I still wanted it to have, some pops of color. I think that they are into that for sure. I'm also not sure I want to spend $40 on an expansion pack right now. I know it won't be on sale through EA and for probably 6 months or a year, but every once in a while Best Buy will have the pack like on sale pretty quickly. Like, I got Snowy Escape, I think, for like $20 within maybe a week or two of it coming out, which is absolutely wild. So I have my fingers crossed that that happens again, though I'm not very hopeful. And I'm just finishing up the parents' bedroom with a couple more decor items, and then moving outside to do the front of the build. The parents' room has this balcony, and then obviously there's the kind of deck area on the first floor. So just kind of switching up the fences and the stairs and railings and all of that. And then I'll be moving into the landscaping here in a second. And I actually really enjoy doing landscaping in The Sims, which is funny because I would hate doing landscaping in real life, having to like dig up dirt and plant stuff. I've done enough of that in my life. I don't want to do that ever again. But yeah, and I do end up adding a pool here in a minute, which I think for this area of Willow Creek, I think that makes sense. Kind of what I imagine is probably the kind of wealthier area. It's got a lot of larger houses and established families. Even though this house is actually, on the smaller side compared to the other builds in this area. But yeah, I think that worked out nicely. And for that front walkway and the back kind of, I don't know, patio area around the pool. I went with those brick pavers, which I think complemented the brick on the house, and there's like a little bit of brick on the sidewalks in front and around the house. I thought it complemented that really well. So I thought that worked really nicely. And I'll actually add a swing set here in the back. I imagine it probably doesn't get as much use now that the kids are a little bit older, but you know, the parents can't bring themselves to get rid of it. And yeah, just adding some more items to the deck here. I have to have a grill, of course, and an outdoor table. And I believe I'll add in, yeah, some planters, and I think I add the telescope as well. Added in the bee box and another planter, flower arranging table. So a whole bunch of different activities for your Sims to do. And of course, this will be available on my gallery if you want to download it and play in it. I believe this is a 30 by 40 lot maybe. So obviously you can put it wherever you want. I don't think there's anything specifically that, you know, requires it to be in Willow Creek if you want to put it somewhere else. Obviously the trees are kind of meant to blend into the lot or into the, you know, kind of surrounding area. But that's easy enough to change. And we are getting pretty close to the end here. I did not film the adding in some like curtains and doing all the lighting, but you'll see that you'll at least see the curtains in the screenshots. But I did go through and I changed out all the lighting so it made a little bit more sense. But yeah, I will leave you here with the screenshots comparing this to the Sims 2 version. And if you like it, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.